Everybody say, I have faith. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Say, I have faith. Wow, the story of that something, the story of your something. Do you have faith in your something? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in your something enough to take a stand? Sharon did a great job talking about, Gilles starting out, that incredible video, inspirational. Sharon talking about attracting by immersing yourself in the things that are important to you and trusting yourself and trusting what you love and who you are and getting clear on who you are and putting yourself in those places to attract the people that you are destined to serve. And Kathy so beautifully and eloquently talking about taking care of yourself, your something within you, so that you can go out in the world and serve with a level of faith in this great principle of chiropractic. This is about the story of your something, life vision, the story of your something. Let me tell you, your something matters. Everybody say, my something matters. Yeah, everybody sit up straight. Sit up straight. Come on, sit up straight. Sit up straight. Take this seriously. Seriously, take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it all the way out. You're home. You're home. Everybody say, my something matters. Yeah, my something matters. Your something matters. In fact, everybody stand up. Will you please stand up? We're a family. Chiropractors, we are a family. We got to take care of each other. Everybody, just start to go around the room a little bit. And I want you to, like Sharon was saying, with shaking hands and practice that a little bit and say, hey, you know something? Your something matters. Everybody go find 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people, shake their hand and say, your something matters. Your something matters. And if you're listening, you let it in. Let it in. Let it into your heart. Let it in. Your something matters. All right, back to your spots. Yeah, as you're going back to your seat, on the count of 3, everybody say with complete conviction, my something matters. 1, 2, 3.
My something matters.
Yes, indeed, your something matters. Sharon was talking about the Mercedes 80s and, the 90s. I think it's the Rolls-Royce 2015s. Honestly, I really do. I believe that this is the greatest time to be a chiropractor. I know that all of us at Life University, people that are involved, that come to Life Vision, that work hard here every day, people like you, that we believe this is the greatest time to be a chiropractor. I have been for years, like I know some of you and many of our other speakers, working with chiropractors, helping chiropractors grow, teaching them, working with them. And, I could hear them say, as I've traveled all over the world, they'd say to me, you know what, Dr. Plasker, if we just had a level playing field out there in the world, if it was just a level playing field. Boy, if people had the opportunity to choose and it was us and them, and they had the opportunity to choose and they had the opportunity to understand and they needed to pay for it either way, man, they would choose chiropractic every single time if we just had a level playing field. See, when I say to you that this is the greatest time, it is the greatest time because we have a level playing field. For the first time in history that we could be aware of, the level playing field it's there. They have to pay for us and they have to pay for them. They have to evaluate where to spend their money. They have to evaluate where to go. They have to start to, ready for this? They have to start to think. They have to start to think. They have to start and begin to choose. Because if they choose and they get hit with a bill, they choose differently next time if it doesn't work out. It's not just about sheeple and lining up. And I understand that this whole process of level playing field, yes, it does take time, but it is a level playing field. The question is, can we adapt to a level playing field? Can you adapt? Are you willing to make some changes within you? See, I can tell you there are some of you, you have been withholding your something. You've been holding on too tight. You've been holding on with fear, worry, concern, for acceptance, hoping people won't judge you, won't criticize you. Raise your hand if you've ever been judged. Raise your hand. Great. How many of you have ever withheld yourself and were still judged? How many of you ever tried to please somebody that you knew had no relevance in the world as it relates to what's important to you, and you withheld anyway? Raise your hand. And you were judged for being withheld. I don't think it's a good idea to do things to not be judged. I think it's a good thing and an important thing that that's something within you, that your something, the journey of your something begins right now. That you move forward from this point forward and leave all that fear and worry behind. Leave the worry and the concern about what other people are going to think behind. Leave it behind. Accept yourself. Everybody say, I accept myself.
I accept myself.
One more time, I accept myself.
I accept myself.
Yeah, and understand that every one of us is on a journey. You know, there are so many of us, we're mad at ourselves for our journey. Your journey is the perfect journey for you. There's no other person on the planet that shares the journey that you share. There is an audience just for you because of your journey. There's a patient base, a practice base just for you based on your journey, your uniqueness. Your something matters because it's your something that's going to allow you to attract the piece of the world that is your destiny. And we look at maybe what others are doing, and we say, well, I want to be like them. No, you want to be like you. You want to be like you. And then together, because we share a belief system, we can work together as one and be unique. Because you will never attract the people that I will attract, and I will never attract the people that you attract, and vice versa. And that's a really good thing, because there's a lot of people out there that are not just like you. You know, I see it a lot with chiropractors. They want people that are just like them. Well, what about everybody else? Put yourself in the center of what you love to do, and the kind of people like Sharon was talking about. Be you, the story of your something, expressing yourself uninhibitedly, without interference, and attract from that spot like a magnet. Because when you're free and clear, being free and clear is such a gift. And you may say, well, you know, but I'm not yet. I still got to work on myself. Can I tell you, honestly, the best way to work on yourself, you want to know what you're really made of? You really want to find out what you're made of? You find yourself in service. You find yourself in service. You know, too many of you, well, I got to examine my brain more. I've got to analyze my head more. Stop looking under the hood. It's dangerous under there. And go inside. You know, it's interesting. I say these to you, these words, and I could tell you for so many years, even being on the stage, being in front of people, and traveling the world and talking to chiropractors, there are so many times that I promise you that it blows my mind that I was afraid and worried about what other people were going to think. Hopefully they'll like me. Hopefully they'll appreciate my message. Hopefully they'll get that I care about them. But at that time, as I'm thinking those thoughts, who am I really thinking about? Thinking about myself, never really expressing my own innate potential. Because on some level, even though the audience can give you a pat on the back, you know within you that there's more within you. And only you know within you that there's more within you. So I can remember so many times being afraid of that something. I remember going to TV stations, walking in, just literally walking in when I was on my book tours and media tours, and walking into these places and saying hello and say, hey, you got 2 minutes? I'd love to come on and spread this message. And being rejected, and I'd be walking around like, who the hell am I? Who the hell am I? And then I'd get one. And then worry about, did I do it good enough? And then get all kinds of applause and people that say, wow, great job. And other people would say, oh, well, you know what? You didn't talk about this enough. You didn't do that enough. You weren't good enough. You want to please somebody? Set your standards high for what you know deep down that you are capable of if you really turned it on. Set your standards high and with integrity go out in the world and follow your gut. And you know what? When you follow your gut, sometimes it tells you to do things by yourself. And sometimes it tells you to do things in conjunction with other people and other organizations. Act on it, follow it. And you say, well, I don't know if I try. I've listened once before, and it led me astray. Well, no, it didn't lead you astray. It led you to a lesson that would get you clearer. I remember the first time I made a mistake in business, and it cost a lot of money. And I thought about it in retrospect. And I said, you know what? I needed to learn that. I never got a master's in business administration. I never went to school for that. So I just got one. Cool. And so many of us, something happens out in the world that doesn't go the way we think it's supposed to go. And we think that that's the reason why we should beat the crap out of ourselves when it's actually giving you the ammunition, the fuel, the learning, the love, the clarity that you need to really be the best expression of that something, your something within you. Don't judge your journey. Embrace your journey. And trust yourself. That's something within you. Everybody say, I trust myself. Yeah, it's exciting. You know, Life Vision. To me, being at Life University, being at Life Vision, the story of your something is so meaningful. Because if we can leave here today, throughout this weekend, and embrace and really embrace that something within us and let go of the fear, your world, listen to what I'm going to say, your world from this point forward will never be the same. It will be different. What you attract, your history gets you to this point. It's not something to hold on to as a dead weight. It's something that you should embrace. No matter what it is. Some of you have been beaten and abused. Some of you have had injuries. Some of you have had incredible successes. You know, some of us, we look at others that have had great success and we say, well, if I had only had that success, then I would be. You know what? Sometimes success is a crutch. You know, there are people that they have success and then they let it go somehow and they can never get it back because they're living in the past. It's time to live in the present and the future on this level playing field. Every man, woman, and child needs to be under chiropractic care from the time they're born through their last breath of life. Every single person on this planet. Some wacky vision, my something, is about, in my lifetime, while I'm still alive, trying to set it, cancel the trying, setting it up, working with you, people like you, Life University, my friends, committed chiropractors, to live in a world where people are lining up for chiropractic care from the time they're born through their last breath of life, the way they used to line up for vaccinations, the way they used to line up for shots. That's the kind of world that I want to live in. That's the kind of world that I want my children, my grandchildren, my great-great-grandchildren to live in. You think about that world. That world can only happen if every single one of us in this room makes our something matter. Everybody say, my something matters. Everybody sit up straight, sit up straight, sit up straight. Take a deep breath in, all the way out. Deep breath in one more time. All the way out. Look at your neighbor. Tell him with all your heart, look him in the eye, and tell him, your something matters. Your something matters. Everybody, close your eyes. Close your eyes one time. Everybody say, my something matters. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Open your arms out wide. Open your arms out wide. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Let it all the way out. Another deep breath in. And with all your heart as you let it out, say, my something matters. Ready? Go. My something matters. Love and appreciate you all. Thank you for being at Life Vision.